all to another episode of Lily's Sizzling, and tonight we're going to be making a classic recipe. This is going to be the chicken pot pie, and I think everyone likes a chicken pot pie. It's like one of those like flavors for the soul type recipe, you know, that just everyone will enjoy, and it's very comforting and soothing. So we're going to make kind of a traditional, but with a good spin on it, pot pie here. So we're going to start off with some chicken, of course, because we need chicken for our chicken pot pie. So I'm going to just heat this up here on about a 6 medium for about 20 minutes here while I get the rest of our ingredients going. We're going to make our pie crust, and then we're going to make the chicken pot pie filling. I've got the oven preheated 400 degrees. Some fresh thyme up into the chicken as well. This will be really good in our pot pie mixture to grill this fresh thyme and olive oil. So we've got fresh thyme, olive oil, and chicken with pepper and garlic all cooking up here. So we're going to cook this on about a 6 medium. We're going to start working on our pie crust next. And our pie crust is going to have poppy seeds, some thyme, and also some different flavorings to it, some pepper. And so this pie crust is that we're going to top over the tops of these bowls that are going to be filled with pot pie filling. We're going to put the pie crust over the bowl, bake it about 400 degrees. So let's get ready to work on our pie crust next. Alrighty, so we're going to start here working on our pie crust. We're going to take about a cup of flour and put it into our bowl here. We're going to take a good spoonful here of some baking powder. Yeah, baking powder.
Baking powder.
Yes, it's baking powder.
Get it.
So, about like that. There we go. And we're going to take a good spoonful of butter and a little bit more butter, just like that. And we're going to add in some milk, and then we're going to add in the following: a little bit of freshly ground pepper, a spruce of poppy seed, and just a little pinch of thyme to cook right into that. Alright, and we're going to mix this up. This will be the basis for our pie crust here. Very simple, easy to make pie crust. We will wash this over with some egg whites, and that's where egg component is going to come into that, but that's after we place it on there. This is just going to make a good dough ball. And we're going to basically make this into a ball and then roll it out thin, place it over the tops of our pies. So if you're a person who likes pie crust, you could easily double this recipe. Oh, dough ball of pie crust. Here we go. Ah! Don't get in your chicken bowl.
Yeah. Don't throw it at me.
I'm throwing pie crust. Alright, so there, folks, is pie crust, and that's how you make it. So we're going to basically, in a little bit here, flour up our hands. We're going to roll it out. So I'm going to let it sit. We're going to get ready to roll here with our vegetables and our fillings for our pot pies. Then we're going to put this pie crust here after we roll it out. Let it sit for a few minutes. We're going to put this pie crust over the tops of our bowls and brush it with egg whites. And then we're going to let it cook in the oven and forget it. So it's kind of like a really easy recipe. So forget buying all that frozen junk. Come here and make it for real, with real ingredients that you can actually see and touch and taste that aren't synthetic. Alright, coming up back next. Alrighty, y'all, welcome back. So we've made our pie crust now, and we're going to work on our potatoes here. We want about a cup of each one of these vegetables here. We're going to have potatoes, carrots, onions, and celery. So you can use any type of potatoes. I'm using a russet potato. You can use gold potato. You can use red potato, whatever type you want. Just make sure about a cup worth of potatoes. You can slice them in whatever shapes you want. I'm just kind of doing like a little modified strip dice thing here. There we go. Potato, and let's see how much this gets us in a drink. About a quarter cup. So about 4 little potatoes should do it just fine. 3 to 4. And then we're going to come back in here. We're going to take the same thing with celery. We're going to do the same thing with carrot. Same thing with the onion. So just chop up your potato. Sit there and skin them. You'll feel like you're in the military and in trouble skinning all your potatoes. They still really do that, or that just like in cartoons or something? I'm wondering, and I'm curious, if you're in the military and you kind of skin potatoes like they used to in those like cartoons, or
somebody's got to do it.
Somebody has to skin potatoes, so I want to know who skins potatoes and what you do with all the skin. Is it like annoying? I actually find it kind of peaceful, skinned potatoes, when I have to do it in large quantities. So let's see what we got here. Oh, no. Okay, now for the celery.
Cajun pot pie. Close up of celery slicing.
Escapey. And that is how you slice some celery there. Now we're going to add some carrots and some onions, and we're going to be done with this. We might add that little last potato. He's lonely. He says he wants to join the party. So we just might let him. Slice your onion like so. Make a bunch of lines going that way. And then a bunch of lines going this way.
Pew! That's an onion torpedo.
Yep.
Oh man, it's getting my nose.
So everyone's going to start crying in a second because we're slicing an onion here. You're about to want a good cup or so of onion. So I'm going to say about a good half of a sweet onion, just like that. And that should do it. Let's not make it too overbearing. Let's get this stuff into our pan here. We're going to add our carrots. I have a pan that's not heated or nothing, so don't worry. And we're going to add some carrots. We're going to heat this stuff up in a few seconds here with some olive oil. Okay, we're going to grill this stuff up with some olive oil here. We're going to douse it with some olive oil. About a good quarter cup of olive oil. And we're going to turn this stuff on to about a medium to a 6-7 here. Get out a spoon and we are going to stir it around. And we're going to start letting this stuff cook until cooked and done. We're going to grill it up. And this will be what's going to be going into our pot pie along with this chicken. So we're going to get this chicken ready, get everything ready to go here. We're going to get the fillings ready here for our pot pie and roll it, eat it. So we got a nice sizzle coming on here to our chicken here, and these guys are just about done. So you can see this nice beautiful chicken here. You can see the thyme and the parsley and the chicken that we used. I believe it was just thyme. And I think we used some parsley flakes too. And all that good seasoning there on that chicken and olive oil. And you can come here and see my vegetables here, and they're grilling that really nice here. And that's what we need to be doing with these guys for about a good 10-15 minutes. Yeah, the vegetables here are looking really sizzletastic. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add some parsley into them. And we're going to start doing a general seasoning. You can use Italian parsley or regular parsley, whatever you want. I'm just going to dice them up here. And we're going to cook it right on in with our vegetables there. Some parsley. Another thing that you could add in if you had it was some mushrooms, and then that would be good. I'm going to add in some freshly ground pepper to our vegetables. Just like that. Here, let's get a shot of these vegetables. Some garlic. Once again, you can add whole cloves of garlic if you have that and if you want to use it. A little bit of paprika for coloration. And once again, you can also make this a vegetarian style recipe. Like say you don't eat meat, so well you can omit the chicken and you can exchange the beef or the chicken broth with some vegetable broth. So you can also do that too. So there are some variations that you can do with this tonight. So anyways, we're just waiting on these vegetables to cook up. We're going to dice up this chicken in a few minutes, put it in here, and we're going to start making our cream sauce here. We got some broth, we got some cream, we got some oil. We're going to start making the sauce here coming up soon. And get the stuff rolling here and ready to go into our bowls and rolling some crust over it. Alrighty y'all, we're back here and I'm going to get this chicken diced up here. And we're going to be putting this chicken in with the vegetables here in a few minutes, which are about done. Let's say they're about halfway. what I did was I moved them over here once I took my chicken skillet off, and I put some foil over my vegetables so they can also steam so they can get done quicker. I also will lock in all that moisture so they can get nice and moist and done in there. Some people like crispy vegetables. I like cooked vegetables, so you don't want to eat a crunchy potato. That's just weird. So I'm steaming them. They're in a steam bath. They are getting a sauna treatment. I have never been into a sauna until this past weekend. I was down in near Lincoln City, Oregon, and I'm just taking a trip there, and I got these big, beautiful artichokes. Anyways, the hotel that I was staying at had the sauna, and woo, I walked in there for a few seconds trying to get some towels, and holy, that was really steamy. So I imagine the sauna bath right now that these little vegetable guys are getting. Sauna time, guys. See what they look like in here. We're getting that nice caramelization grill marks, the vegetables. They're smelling delicious.
Yeah, it smells kind of like a hash brown veggie combination.
Yeah.
Made me hungry for pancakes and eggs and all that.
Hash brown vegetables. Alright, so we're going to continue here to chop up our chicken. And we're going to add this chicken in here with the vegetable mixture. And we're going to make our beautiful gravy sauce here. It's going to encompass our pot pies and bring it all together and put the lid over the tops of them and with our pie crust and put them in the oven and bake them for a few minutes. Alright, so chicken's coming up. Alrighty folks, we're going to put this chicken in. We got these vegetables done. I mean, they're done. They're really nice and beautiful in there. So we kind of got this into like a one skillet type thing now. Taste is fantastical. Sizzletastic. The taste is sizzletastic. Look at that. That's beautiful. Alright, we're going to add in some broth. We're going to go about between 2 and 3 cups of broth here. We're going to add some flour to thicken it too, because this is going to be kind of like a gravy here. We're going to half and half, about a good close to cup and a half here of half and half creamer. There we go. We're going to continue to cook this for a few minutes here. And put the lid back over it. This will be our basis. This is our basis here for our pot pie, and we are going to start thickening this up. I'm going to basically get a cup of flour and a cup of water, beat the flour and water in there, and we're going to put that in here and kind of thicken this into a gravy-like consistency. So that's coming up next. Let's let this guy cook for about 5 minutes like this. Get all these ingredients melted in. Let's start working on our flour, and then we're going to start working on rolling our pie crust. Up next. Alright folks, so I have here, this is called my ghetto rolling pin. I don't own a rolling pin, so what I do is I take a bottle of water or whatever the heck I have lying around, and I fill it up with water, and I make sure that it's warm water. I make sure that it's warm water. So basically I have our surface floured here. I have our dough ball floured. I added some more flour to my pan. And I'm going to roll this out. Roll, roll, roll.
We're economic on here on the set of Lily's Sizzling.
Yep.
We don't want to fill landfills with useless rolling pins.
Exactly. Why do you need a rolling pin when you can just do this? Look, it's the same.
This is recycling, keeping bottles out of landfills as well.
It's the same thing.
It is the same thing, actually.
You're going to want to roll this out nice and thin. But not too thin. Look at those poppy seeds. That looks sizzle-tastic, folks. And basically we're going to take a little chunk of this, put it over the tops of our pie. There we go. We got enough to get one pie up, and we'll probably roll it out again.
Some little poppy seeds up in there.
Yep, I'm just going to cut some out and put it over the tops of this pie right here and get that ready to go. I'm going to wash my hands here. We're going to thicken this guy up. Look at him. He's up to a nice boil. That's exactly what you want to see. He's cooking, he's cooking, he's cooking. We're going to thicken him up. We're going to put some of him in this bowl, pie crust over him, into the oven, 400 degrees. Set him, forget him, and then we're going to eat him. All right, coming up next. All right, so we're going to add in some flour now into this nice boiling pot of vegetables here. And this flour is basically flour and just water, nothing fancy. And it's just gonna help thicken this up, kind of like if you're making a Thanksgiving gravy here. We're just gonna thicken up. If we have to use some more flour and water, we will. And as you can see, kind of like right before your eyes, it thickens, it thickens. So see how it's starting to thicken in there? We're not so watery, so we're going to continue. We're going to add in a little bit more flour and water here in a minute. Stir this around and just keep going until we get the right consistency. Cut first. All right, folks, so we're going to add in some more flour and water.
Round 2.
Yep, this should do it.
It's thickening up really nice.
Yeah, it's thickening. Look at that. You can hear it boil different as it thickens too. All right, that should do it. That's it right there. That's our consistency, folks. We have pot pie right here. This is the pot pie filling. Look at how that just happens right before your eyes. Nice and gravy-like pot pie filling. Beautiful, beautiful pot pie filling. All right, so this pot pie filling here is going to go into the bowls. And what we're going to do here is we're going to turn this down to low, keep it warm while we're doing all this. Take a bowl here. Put a bowl right here, cut about 1 inch around your bowl. Get the flour on your knife a little bit. There we go. And kind of pull this bit of crust away. We've got 1 crust right here. So we're going to take this beautiful, lovely pot pie filling. We're going to put it inside here. And if you like your pot pie like this, you could just have it just like this with a piece of bread if you so dang want it to. And I mean, I tell you, it would be good just like this. We're going to put this in here. Nice bowl of pot pie. We're going to take this piece of crust here. Oops. Don't attach to me. And we're going to kind of place it right over the top. Ah.
So you should probably be filming that part.
I'm going to place it right over the top, just like that. There we go. I'm going to make a couple little holes on it. I make a little X on top of the crust right there. We're going to brush it with an egg white. So we're going to take an egg white out. I'm just going to use the whole egg. I'm not going to be healthy. You can use a whole egg or egg white. I simply don't have the time for an egg white.
I like the idea of the whole egg.
Yeah, I like the whole egg too. And we're going to take the whole egg here and we're going to brush some egg over the top of this guy, and it's basically going to make this nice and pretty in our oven.
My theory is if you're going to eat right, then exercise.
So that's going to give it really nice consistency there to our crust. That's going to bake in the oven here in a few minutes. We're going to get all of these pot pies ready to go. We're going to start putting them into the oven here in a few seconds. Alrighty, y'all, these pot pies are ready. We are going to put them into the oven here at 400 degrees for about 20 to 30 minutes until these pie crusts are done. Okay, so we want a nice crispy pie crust. So we've got our little bowls here. I'm just going to put that up there a little bit more. Woo, heavy bowls.
Heavy, yep.
And into the oven these bowls go. These are oven safe bowls up to 420 degrees or 450 degrees or something like that. So we have them at 400. So we're gonna cook those pies. We're gonna cook those pies and we're gonna get everything ready here to plate on up, and it's gonna be a beautiful, beautiful presentation here of pot pies. So I hope you like this episode so far. So let's get ready to eat. I've been over here, I ate a little bit of the filling, and I'm going to tell you that it's really good. And if you want to, you can put a pinch of salt in there just to bring it up if you want the salty flavoring, and it tastes like restaurant pie when you add just a pinch of salt. All right, so let's keep going here. Let's keep rolling here and get these pies cooked on up. All right, folks, so we're gonna sit here and we're gonna make a little bit of salad dressing here and take some olive oil here and some vinegar. There we go. And we're gonna take some honey. And we're basically making a nice little salad dressing. And we're gonna take some pepper. Crack some pepper right into that. A little bit of garlic. There we have it. And we're just going to spoon it around here, and I'm going to taste it in a few seconds, make sure its consistency is accurate, but it looks fairly accurate. Basically, this is going to be going over the tops of our salad here. And it's going to taste really good with this salad. And we're going to put some raspberries right over the top of the salad after we put our pot pie out onto our plate. So our pot pie will be cooking in there for about another 30 more minutes. It's been in for about 10. Let's see what we got here for flavor. It's a nice warm flavor. That's really good. So I'm going to keep whisking this around here. I'm going to add in just a little bit more vinegar. More honey. Oh yeah. You don't want to be stingy on the honey.
Nope. Or the health potion. The HP potion.
Yeah, that is. It looks like an HP potion. There we go. We got a really nice beaten vinaigrette dressing here. Nice and flavorful, nice and good here. We're going to basically put some of this stuff right over our salad. Then people can come and drizzle it on their salad as they wish to. And what I do with my salad, for an extra little kick, is a little bit of honey. And we're going to put some raspberries over the top of this as we pinch it off and we serve it to people onto their plates when we're plating it up. So it's a really nice salad here, and basically our pot pies, if you want to come see what they're doing, which they're not doing much yet, they've been for about 10 minutes. They're just cooking in there. They're just the flour, the pie crust is kind of just rising and doing its thing, just cooking away. So we're just going to continue to let them cook for about a good 30 minutes or so, and just sit here and wait for them, and then we're going to plate them on up and we're going to eat those bad boys. And they do taste really good so far. The filling was just divine and delicious. So let's just wait for them. All right, cut. All right, folks, it's Sizzletastic time. Look at this pot pie. This pot pie is done. Look at him. This beautiful chicken pot pie here, and I topped it with a little bit of parsley just to give it that beautiful coloration. And all of our other pot pies over here are done too. I just took them out of the oven. What I did was I took them out, let them sit there for about 5 minutes so you don't burn yourself or bust your plate. They are hot. And we're going to take some of the salad here and put this beautiful little raspberry salad right over the top here for plate. Put some of these raspberries up there. Yeah, and there we go. There we go. No escapees, Mr. Lettuce. You are going to get eaten. Put a little bit of fresh pepper right over the tops of that, right over the tops of this. And there we have it here, folks. We have made homemade pot pies. MC, eat your heart out. Yeah, you don't need to go to no frozen food aisle or restaurant for that. You can just come right here to my kitchen and get a pot pie. So these things are totally sizzle-tastic. So if you remembered what we did here, we got all those vegetables. We got the potatoes, the celery, the onions, and the carrots there, and we cooked those up in some olive oil. Meanwhile, we had our chicken, and we cooked our chicken with some thyme and a little bit of parsley flakes and garlic and olive oil. And we cooked those up, and we made this lovely pie crust here with some flour, some water, some baking powder there, and we used some poppy seeds and some fresh thyme, and we made a really nice kind of herb-infused pie crust here. And then we made the salad with vinaigrette. We just used some olive oil, some red wine vinegar, and some honey, and some pepper and garlic, and put some raspberries over the top of some herbal lettuce, and it looks really beautiful as a presentation. So I hope you enjoyed another episode of Lily Sizzling. Come see us on Sizzletastic.com, YouTube.com/Lily Sizzling, and Seattle Channel 77. So once again, I hope you enjoyed watching another delicious Sizzletastic, I almost tripped up over my own word, episode of Lily Sizzling. Come click our link someplace down there, maybe in my brain, I don't know. And come like us and send me your ideas, your thoughts, and your suggestions like always, and keep it Sizzletastic. Bon appetit. Bye, y'all.